Hello students, welcome to the lecture series of Java programming. Today's lecture topic will be on overview of Java. Let me have some introduction on Java with an animation. Java is the only programming language which follows the principle of WORA. It's nothing but write once and run anywhere. So once you write your Java program, you can run that particular exe file at any operating system. It may be a Windows operating system or Linux or Unix. As we say, Java is a computing platform. We have a different set of edition. J2 SC. So SC refers to the standard edition which have a current version of 8. It is mainly for developing and deploying a portable code which may run on any operating systems. And when you take a J2W, it is an enterprise edition which mainly used for developing an application which is used on running applications on server like that. When you take J2ME, it is ME refers to the micro edition which is mainly for developing a mobile application and web applications, etc. Java is a simple language and it is easy to learn because we have a basic concept of object-oriented programming. So it will be easy to be mastered in Java. Java enables to develop a virus-free system which makes our program in very secure manner because and also Java is considered as a dynamic because of bytecode. So here when you return a program, it may be considered as a source code which support same code can be executed in any platform. So we call Java as a dynamic programming language. Java is object oriented because everything is considered as an object. So we can easily extend your Java program because it is mainly based on the object model. So Java is a object oriented programming language. With the use of just-in-time compilation, Java gives a high-performance computing. So it is nothing but its way of executing your source code which involves compilation during your execution of the program at runtime. So rather than before executing your program, you can run and compile simultaneously. Java is interpreted because all your bytecode is translated to every native machine instruction and it is also not stored in anywhere. So the development process is more rapid and also we can say Java is a lightweight process. Java is mainly designed for the distributed environment over the internet. Being a architecture neutral and we have no implementation depends aspects of your specification, so which makes Java portable. And also Java is written in ANSI, so with a clean portable boundary. Java programming plays a vital role to develop a Android application. Application like Google Docs are being developed by Java. And also it is used to build a mobile games. Hadoop is a DBMS software which is used for storing and maintaining a data which is used by Java. And also it is used for developing a mobile application. So if you have basic knowledge in programming, so you can easily learn a Java programming language. How Java is platform independent. If you talk about any programming language other than Java, So let's take an example, C programming language. So it is a source code which I saved in the form of first.c. And it is a compiler which is used to convert your source code into executable program which have a file in the name of first.exe. So exe file is mainly for executing your code in mission. So this is the source code and compiler which convert your source code into exe file which may execute in any machine language. So when you take an exe file, the first.exe file will contain a machine code which is understandable by the operating system. Even though Windows and Unix has the same operating requirement, but machine code also the same. Whether the particular machine code is run on Windows will run on Unix means it's not. Definitely it's not. Because when you're developing an exe file, it is compatible with Windows. So when you're developing a file for Unix, only it is compatible for Unix. The reason behind this, once you're developing an application, it does not directly access the hardware. It accesses the hardware by using a kernel in case of Unix. When you take a Windows operating system, it is also not directly access a hardware, it accesses via an operating system. Every application is communicated with the hardware via operating system. Now, how the application and operating system is communicated means by using a system call interface. So here system call interface in the sense when you take a C programming language you have a printf function and scanf function. So it acts as a system call interface which make a communication between the hardware and the application via system call interfaces. If you take a printf function, it will display some output statement in the application. So by using printf interface, we can display some data with the communication with the hardware. Let's have an example of account number. You cannot access money directly from the bank. You cannot put money into the bank directly. In that case, you have to approach bank employee or bank to put money or take money from the bank. So here your account number act as a hardware and banks or bank employee act as an operating system and you act as a application. The problem is if you made a exe file for Windows, it will have a separate system call which is mainly compatible for Windows. And if you made a exe file for Unix, it have a separate system call which is mainly for Unix and vice versa. So if you made a executable file for Windows, it is not compatible with Unix. If you made a executable file for Unix and it is not compatible with Windows, but it is not up to the object file, but it is not a problem for object file and not a problem in exe file. The only thing is there is a different system call for the internet was growing. The different people can connect to the internet by using their own operating system. It may be a different operating system like Windows, or it may be a different like Unix, or it may be a Macs. So the different operating systems are connected over the internet. So here we have to share a data between all the operating system, between all the users. There is no problem with data. So if you send a image file to the Unix, it is not a problem. It will be open in Unix operating system. If you send a text file from Unix system to Windows, it may be open in Windows machine. It's not a problem. So the problem is that if you share a program with different operating system, it will not share. So we have to find a solution to this. There was a requirement of middleware which is used to communicate between the operating system and application. So it resides below the application and above the operating system. So we directly not communicate with the hardware. So we have to communicate with the hardware via operating system. So here We are using a platform middleware in between the application and operating system, which is used to communicate between application and hardware. So here application is communicate with platform middleware and platform middleware is communicated with the operating system and with the hardware. So here platform middleware is act as in between the application and the operating system. So now let's take an example of Java file. So it is an executable file which you have to run in both Windows operating system and Unix operating system by using a middleware. So here Java is communicated with the platform middleware, and this platform middleware is communicated with the operating system and with hardware. The same as here Java file is communicated with the Unix operating system by via platform middleware. So here both Java file is run on both operating system. So here platform is independent in terms of Java file, but operating system is dependent in terms of platform middleware. Next thing, how to run a Java program. So by using an editor, you can run a Java program. So what are all the editors available in this means? First thing, you can take a notepad. This is a simple text editor. You can use notepad to run a Java program. And the next one, there are different IDEs available to run a Java program. So IDE in the sense integrated development environment, it is nothing but it is a software which is mainly for building your application, which can combine your developer tools in a single graphical user interface. You can develop a Java program. So that is called an IDE. IDE is open source, which can be freely downloadable from the internet. Here, Eclipse is also another IDE, which is also a open source community. And this you can just download and run your Java program in this IDE environment. Class and object concept in Java. Everything in Java is associated with class and object, along with its attributes and method. Let's take a real life example. A car is an object which has an attribute color and have a method drive. So here a class is like an object constructor, or we can call it as a blueprint of the object. So by creating an object, we can able to communicate with the class by invoking the method.
Example of this. So the common real world example, the human is the class and it have a several objects like man, woman, child, etc. And let's take another example, fruit. Fruit is a class, it contain object like apple, mango, banana, pineapple and many other fruits. So these objects all come under the fruit class. Let's take another example of mobile phone. So mobile phone is a class. It has an object like iPhone, Samsung, Moto G, etc. So class is a real world entity. We can create a number of objects by using a class. Then another example is food and it contains objects like burger, pizza, rice, etc. First, let me clear about what is an object. An object, let's take an example. An object can be a table or dais, TV, laptop, even cat, dog, bicycle, and even a car. This is the example of real world object. So real world object shows two similar character. First one is state and second one is behavior. Software also shows two similar character. It's conceptually similar to the real world object. Let's take a dog is an object and it have a data members, that is variables name, color, breed. The dog have a behavior of barking dog or wagging tail dog. So these are the state and behavior of the real world object. So the software is conceptually similar to the state and behavior. Here, state is otherwise called as a fields or variable. In programming language, we can call as a fields or variable. Name, color, breed or can call as fields or variable. And these are the methods and functions. The barking and wagging tail are the behavior. So next, let's be clear about what is a class. A class is the blueprint from which individual object. A class is the blueprint from which individual objects are created. So we can have a one core base, that is the blueprint. So blueprint can call as a template. So let's see this example. A class contains a blueprint of individual object. Based on the individual object, we can create n number of instances or n number of classes. So here we just created a structure or design of one car, and based on that we create n number of cars. So in real world, car is object and it will have two characteristics, the same state and behavior. The state can be a size, color, make, model. So behavior is move, accelerate, turn, reverse, shift. So these are called as a variable or fields, and behavior can called as a methods or functions. Let's take a quick view in programming. So here I'm going to create a program for car class having a two member function, that is two variables, that is called as a state, size and color, and behavior. Here behavior is set size and set color is the behavior or methods of this class. So here class is a keyword followed by class name, that is car, having a variable. So based on the blueprint we can create n number of objects. So now see this right side. So we have created a number of objects, core object 1, 2, 3 likewise. So based on the object you can see the output. So the size of the core is 6 and color is blue. So here we created a 3 object. Based on the object it will display the output. So this is the simple example. The class is the blueprint or structure or design. So let's take another example. So here student is the class and it have a state like name, roll number, and it have a member function like, so here name and roll number are the variables and set name and set roll number are the member function. So based on the blueprint we can create n number of objects. So class is the blueprint. Here student is the class. Based on this we can create n number of students.
So in a class, a variable can be called it as a states or attributes or instance variable. Methods can be called it as a behavior of the class or member function. It is a simple code that will print the word hello world. So here we have a public class name. So the public refers to the access modifier which specifies from where we can access the method and who we can access the method. So these are all the things which is specified by the. My first Java program is the class name of this file. So here you have to ensure it the class name of the file will be same as the file name. So here the reason for saving the file name and class name will be same. Why? It means if there is no public class in file name, it may be different from the class name. In case there is a public class, you are enforced here, but the file name is same as the public name. So here having the same name as file name is how the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, will know which class to load and where to load. So these are all the things will known by JVM machine. So here open a notepad and just do this small program which the class name have hello. The class name and the file name should be same in Java. Then only JVM machine can easily identify the file. So here I just printed the output statement as I am a solution clone. So by using a system.out.println you can print the statement, and then you have to save the Java file by using file save as hello.java. Then I replace the file. So after saving the file, you have to open the command prompt by using a control or in a search box you will type just cmd. You will get the command prompt window like this. In this you have to give a set part to the Java. So for that just you have to open the C drive and click a program files and click a Java. So here this is the file which is installed in this computer. So here you have to open the JDK and then bin. So after that just make sure you have to copy the address in the URL. Just make a copy address and again you go to the command prompt window and give a command as set space path equal to and copy the address. Sorry, paste the address. So here you found the address which you copied here, there, and in the next line you have to select the path where the Java file is stored. So I used cd command, then open the desktop. So the next command you have to give the file name, so which is mainly for compiling your Java program. The command is java c, so it is the compile your Java file. So java c file name dot java, which indicate your compilation of your source file. So after that you will get a next line. So it shows your Java file is successfully compiled and then you got a class file in that same folder. Next thing, you have to run the program by using Java file name. So here you got the output for the Java file. After successful completion of Java program, you got a hello.class. So as like other programming language, Java has a keywords which can call it as a reserved words. So it is a word which is mainly used for some internal purpose or representing some predefined actions. So these words are not allowed to use as a variable names or some method names or object. So when you're using those keywords, you will get a compile time error. So you should not use keywords. So Java variables is a memory location which is used to store your values. So by creating a variable only, you can store a space in a memory. So based on your variable type, the data type will allocate, the operating system will allocate memory and decides which type of data you can be stored in the reserved memory. So this is the working scenario in data type. So we have two types of so here the value 20 is stored in the name age. Age represent the variable name. So here what the RAM will do means it will reserve some space for your variable. So here what is a variable? Age equal to 20. So 20 is stored in some memory location inside the RAM. By using the variable name age, we can access the data. So here age value is 20. It is a integer data. It is a number data. So we have to assign a data type as int. So next let me see what are all the data types available in the Java programming language.